was a crisp autumn morning at Westlake High School, located in a quiet Midwestern town. The students were bustling about, attending their classes and preparing for the upcoming homecoming dance. Amid the routine hustle and bustle, a sophomore named Emily Roberts noticed something unusual. From her vantage point in the second-floor history classroom, she spotted a figure lingering near the school's perimeter. The figure was clad in dark clothing, making it difficult to discern any identifying features. He seemed to be loitering without any clear purpose, occasionally glancing toward the school building. Emily's unease grew as she watched the man. He was too far away for her to see his face, but there was something about his posture and movements that sent a chill down her spine. She nudged her friend Jake, who was sitting next to her, and pointed out the window. "Do you see that guy?" "He's been standing there for a while now," Emily whispered. Jake squinted through the glass and nodded. "Yeah, that's weird. Maybe he's just waiting for someone." Despite Jake's attempt to rationalize the situation, Emily's apprehension didn't subside. As the history lesson continued, Emily kept one eye on the figure outside, her concentration faltering. She finally decided to alert her teacher, Mr. Harris, who promptly reported it to the school administration. Within minutes, the school's principal, Mrs. Anderson, made an announcement over the intercom. "Attention students and staff, we are initiating a lockdown. This is not a drill. Please follow lockdown procedures immediately." Panic rippled through the school as teachers hurried to lock classroom doors and turn off the lights. Students, including Emily and Jake, quickly gathered in the designated safe corners of their classrooms, trying to remain as quiet as possible. The usual chatter and laughter that filled the hallways were replaced by a tense silence, punctuated only by the occasional nervous whisper. Emily's heart raced as she huddled with her classmates in the darkened room. She could hear the faint sound of footsteps echoing in the hallways outside, growing louder and then receding, as if the intruder was moving methodically through the school. The reality of the situation hit her hard. This wasn't a drill. There was a real threat just outside their classroom. As the minutes ticked by, the tension in the room became almost unbearable. Emily's thoughts raced, a whirlwind of fear and anxiety. What if the intruder tried to break into their classroom? What if they couldn't hide well enough? The what-ifs seemed endless. From the hallway, the sound of footsteps grew louder and more distinct. They were slow, deliberate, and hauntingly clear in the eerie silence. Emily held her breath, her eyes locked on the door. Every creak, every distant noise seemed amplified, driving her fear to new heights. In another part of the school, the gym teacher, Mr. Johnson, had taken charge of securing the gymnasium. He had just finished ushering the last of the students into the locker rooms when he heard a faint noise. His instincts told him something was off. He peeked out through a small window in the gym door and saw the intruder walking down the main corridor, holding what appeared to be a firearm. Mr. Johnson's heart pounded. He knew he had to act quickly. He moved to the nearest exit and quietly opened the door, hoping to slip out and get help without being noticed. But as he stepped into the hallway, the intruder spotted him. There was a moment of frozen silence before the man raised his weapon. Back in Emily's classroom, the sound of distant shouting and a scuffle reached their ears. The police had arrived. Mrs. Anderson had wasted no time in calling 911 when the lockdown was initiated, and law enforcement responded swiftly. The school's security cameras had provided crucial information about the intruder's movements, aiding the police in their approach. Officer Daniels, the first to arrive on the scene, coordinated with his team to surround the school and plan their entry. They moved cautiously, aware that the intruder was armed and dangerous. The sound of their footsteps joined the echoing symphony of fear that pervaded the school. In the main corridor, Mr. Johnson had managed to dodge the intruder's initial attack, using the gym doors as a shield. The police arrived just in time to witness the standoff. Officer Daniels called out to the intruder, commanding him to drop his weapon. The tension was palpable, each second feeling like an eternity. The intruder, realizing he was outnumbered and cornered, hesitated. His eyes darted around, calculating his chances. Finally, with a resigned expression, he lowered his weapon and allowed the officers to apprehend him. Relief washed over the entire school as the police secured the intruder and began the process of ensuring everyone was safe. The lockdown was lifted, and students and staff emerged from their hiding places, shaken but unharmed. Emily and her classmates were escorted out of the school by police officers, who reassured them that the threat was over. Parents, who had been anxiously waiting outside the school perimeter, rushed to embrace their children. In the days that followed, the town grappled with the aftermath of the incident. The intruder was identified as a man with a history of mental illness and violent behavior. He had recently been released from a psychiatric facility and had somehow obtained a firearm. His motives for targeting the school remained unclear, but authorities worked tirelessly to ensure that such a breach in security would not happen again. Months passed, and Westlake High School slowly returned to a semblance of normalcy. The homecoming dance, which had been postponed due to the lockdown, was rescheduled. It became a symbol of resilience and unity for the students. Emily, who had initially considered skipping the event, decided to attend with her friends. They wanted to celebrate their strength and the bonds that had been fortified through adversity. The dance was a success, filled with laughter, music, and a renewed sense of community. As Emily twirled on the dance floor with Jake and their friends, she felt a sense of closure. They had faced a terrifying ordeal, but they had come out stronger on the other side. The story of the intruder at Westlake High School became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the importance of vigilance and preparedness. It was shared among schools across the country, leading to widespread discussions about school safety and the need for mental health support. For Emily, the experience was a turning point. She decided to become an advocate for school safety and mental health awareness, driven by her first-hand understanding of how critical these issues were. She started a student-led initiative to promote safety awareness and worked with local organizations to provide mental health resources for students in need. In the end, the intruder's actions had a profound impact on the community, but they also sparked a movement towards greater awareness and resilience. Westlake High School emerged stronger, united by their shared experience, and committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of their students. Emily's journey from fear to advocacy became an inspiration, proving that even in the face of darkness, there is always a way to find light and hope.